Hi, I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. One of the questions our Discmakers product specialists get asked the most is, if I spend $1,000 to press vinyl, will I make my money back? So I figured, let me do a quick 3-part video series, 3 short videos about the various aspects of this important question. In the first video, today, I will discuss what vinyl costs and what your profit margins will be when you sell your records directly to fans, which is how most independent artists move their records. This will allow us to calculate how many records you'll need to sell to cover your full vinyl manufacturing cost. Then, in video number 2, I'll discuss vinyl margins when you sell through various other channels on Bandcamp, in a local store, and through traditional distribution. We'll dive into how much of your sale price each of these players eats up. And then, in my third video, and I'll post a link in the comments below when these other videos are live, I'll give you some surefire tips on what you can do as an artist to pretty much guarantee that you will sell enough records to cover your manufacturing costs. So, ready? Here goes. Let's start by looking at what it costs to press a starter run of 100 records. At the time of this recording in December of 2024, our most economical vinyl option at Discmakers is 100 12-inch LPs, black vinyl in colored jackets, like this, with shrink wrap for $999. This, by the way, is the lowest price in the country by a long, long shot. In addition to the pressing, let's assume you'll want a UPC barcode so you can also sell your records at local indie record stores and online. That adds $20. Plus, we will need to ship those records to you. Records are heavy, it's multiple cartons, so figure about $150 for freight. So your total cost for your project, $1,169 for several cartons of beautiful vinyl records delivered to your doorstep. That averages out to $11.69 per record. Of course, if you wanted to, you could spend more on your records to make them a collector's item. You know, you can get fancier jackets, you could do colored vinyl or heavy 180-gram pressings. But for today's budget-conscious artist, let's just focus on what we just calculated, $11.69 a record. Now, before I go on, there are 2 cost components that are not included in my calculations. I did not include sales tax. Mostly, it's kind of complex to do that in a video because it varies from state to state. So for purposes of this example, assume you live in Alaska, Oregon, Montana, Delaware, or New Hampshire, where they don't charge any sales tax. The bigger cost component that I didn't include in my calculation is the cost to record your album. That is because I'm assuming that you've already committed to recording that album, regardless of whether you release vinyl or not, to put on streaming platforms, which, for purposes of my examples, doesn't add any extra cost for recording. Cool? So, let's figure out what it takes to make your vinyl investment back. One of the biggest drivers of how fast you'll make your money back is, what will your selling price be? At a minimum, you'll want to sell your records for $20 a pop. That's pretty much kind of the lowest that vinyl records are sold for nowadays. At most, you'll want to charge $35, though I've seen records from major acts sold for $40 at concerts. But you're not a major act yet, so for purposes of today's exercise, let's assume that you'll sell your records for $25 each, which is a fair price that music fans will pay all day long for a vinyl record. But remember, you can set your price anywhere you want. Lower price, closer to $20, will mean you'll sell more records. Higher price will mean more profit per record. I know from our artists that most of them sell their records directly to their fans and mostly at their concerts. And since the majority of small indie venues don't take a cut of an artist's merch sales, let's assume that if you sell your records at a concert, 100% of those sales revenues would go to you. So, if a record costs $11.69 to press and you sell it for $25, you make a profit of over $13 on each record you sell, a 53% profit margin. which means if you do the math, you will need to sell just 47 records to make back the full cost of $1,169 for pressing and shipping your records. And the cool thing is that you'll still have 53 records left to sell. And if you sell them all at $25, you'll make a total profit of $1,325. Now, of course, you're not limited to selling your records just at concerts. That would be silly. If you use email and your social media to direct your fans to your website, you can easily sell some records to fans who may not have been able to make it to your concerts. A web hosting platform like Bandzoogle charges no commission when you sell vinyl from your website, which means the economics are the same as selling records at your concerts. Plus, you can charge a couple of bucks extra for an online order to cover your shipping and handling costs. And there are other selling channels too, of course. Bandcamp, selling at your local record store, and even traditional distribution. In my next video, I will delve into each of those channels, what cut they take out of your sales, and how much in profit you make from each sale. But for now, know that if you place a starter order of 100 vinyl records with disc makers, you will need to sell about half of them, just 50 records or so, to cover your full manufacturing costs. Not bad, right? If you have any vinyl questions, post them in the comments. I read every comment and I answer many of them. And if it's a good question, who knows, I might make a video out of it. 50 records. You got this. I'll see you next time when I discuss selling through other channels. And when that video is live, we'll post a link in the comments. See you then.